Well, good morning, everybody. How does it feel to be top of the league once again? It's Connor. We're back here with the Rumour Mill. We're back here discussing the Borough game last night with all your daily Leeds United news. What is going on? How are you reflecting on the game last night after a night's sleep? Leeds beating Borough in a competitive game, in a game of which, I'll be honest, I thought they were the toughest opponent that's come to Elland Road. I thought second Watford and then probably third Sheffield United, a really, really good opponent. But really, when you're looking at the XG, when you're looking at shots on goal, shots on target, Leeds dominated. We really did. I think we had 17 shots yesterday, 6 or 7 of which were on target. The XG far surpassed that of Middlesbrough. But they were a good team. Borough, you could tell, comfortable on the ball, very good in the midfield. I thought it was probably our toughest midfield battle in there. I thought Hayden Hackney for them had an excellent game. But altogether, Leeds' midfield coped with it. We were excellent. I thought Rothwell was brilliant again. I thought Tanaka was just supreme last night. You know, I thought Dan James was, my old man was saying he's very much 50-50. I thought he was okay last night. But, I mean, that is the absolute Dan James end game, isn't it? When you saw at the end him just passing the ball to the goalkeeper and you're thinking that was the chance. And then a second later, a harder effort, he smashes into the top corner. Unbelievable. The hallmark of Dan James. But I thought overall, to a man, Leeds were the better team. Leeds were on top. And as Carrick said after the game, he hailed Leeds as a Premier League side, which once again is a massive compliment. And what I would say about Borough, a huge compliment to them, is the fact that they didn't come to Elland Road, they didn't park the bus, they came to fight, they came to play. And as I've just mentioned previously, they were good on the ball. And at one point, when it was 1-1 in particular, and they were getting into the game, I was thinking, dear, we needed to make subs. We were all screaming for Ramazani to come on the watch along. And here at One Leeds HQ, he didn't come on. Farker made some excellent substitutions, I have to say to him. Solomon coming on really, really helped the game flow. I thought he steadied it up. I thought he was inviting fouls as well. I thought the close control really helped in terms of Borough's panic of getting the ball and wanting that goal, of which, to be fair to them, they came and wanted to beat Leeds at Elland Road. As Carrick was mentioning in his pre-match press conference, I thought the substitutions from Daniel Farker worked very, very well yesterday. Peru coming on for Joseph at that moment in time was a really, really good move. And once again, Peru getting another goal contribution from the bench and almost contextualising that combination of Joseph starting and Peru coming off the bench once again, just aiding goal contributions, aiding numbers. And I really like that. And it just worked well. I thought it worked really well last night. And I think Leeds overall, I always say this, if it was a boxing match, we'd have won the game. And I think it was really, really good to see. So your news today as well, everybody. So I wanted to talk about Illan Meslier. And after the game yesterday, Farker was speaking about him. And I think it's important to highlight this because we do give him a lot of criticism on this channel. Would I be looking for another goalkeeper in every single transfer window? 100%, but we've got to give him his flowers. I thought yesterday, he made a really decent save, and it kind of comes back to Borough once again. Did they really do that much? Shots on goal, really? Did they really test Illan Meslier? I don't think they did. I think we were testing Dieng out a lot more in the Borough net. But for me, the smother in particular, I believe it was when Ben Dokes was in on goal and Verba was out of position, who I thought had a really good game yesterday, by the way. I thought the smother was excellent. He got out so quick to him, and that was really, really important at 1-1. So you've got to give him his flowers for that. Farker, after the game, heaped praise on him and said that, he's been working in training extra minutes with the goalkeeping coach. Obviously, we saw the late error against Sunderland, which really is something that has characterised and been symptomatic of his season, really, at Leeds. I mean, if he can get better and better and better, and when shots are on goal, make less mistakes, and if his decision-making improves and his focus and his concentration, we're all going to absolutely love that for Illan Meslier. But Farker gave praise to Borough for having a go at LUFC, I think, which is important as well. But he had a special mention to Illan Meslier, who he said focused on big save and key moments, reveals how Meslier has been doing extra training with Ed Wootton. So I wanted to also speak about the absolute horror tackle, which when you watch it back, Dijksteel on Rothwell was a really, really bad challenge. And it was a real war of attrition yesterday. It felt like it was a competitive football game. It was a good advertisement for the Championship. Borough playing some good stuff. They were getting stuck in as well. And it was a physical, athletic game. It was end-to-end at points. It was a basketball game. And for the neutral, it was a real top game to watch, I'm sure. For a Leeds United fan, it wasn't as easy as I'm sure you can imagine if you guys were watching here on the Watch On with me and my old man. But Joe Rothwell suffered a really tough tackle, and he was limping for a little bit after that. We'll figure out with Daniel Farker if anything's going on there. But I thought it was an awful tackle from Dijksteel right over him, and there was cause for a red card, genuinely, in that tackle. It was reckless, it wasn't controlled, which are all the metrics for it being a red card. And it was a poor tackle. The referee, who I thought had an okay night. Willy Gnonto was among Leeds United's best players, in my opinion, last night. He got the highest rating on pretty much all of the the data sites and stuff, which is quite indicative of it. He got the opening goal, ball played across. Joseph was about to tap it in, but Edmondson was with an unbelievable. I mean, he couldn't have stretched any more of his 6'3" frame. He stretched out, got a toe to it, took it off Joseph's foot, and went straight into Dieng. And obviously, Willy Gnonto bumbled it in, which was great to see. However, BBC Radio Leeds' Jonathan Buchan said that he saw Gnonto from the gantry limping at full time. He obviously had the big coat on, didn't he? And he said in his BBC Radio post-match programme, Willy Gnonto was limping off the field down there in his trench coat. He was substituted earlier on in the second half. We also know he had an excellent game. He had a XG and X assist of 0.46, 2 successful dribbles, 2 touches in the opposition box, 38 touches, 13 completed passes and 18 attempted, 9 duels won, the highest on the pitch, which just is a little bit indicative of not only his offensive play, but his defensive play been absolutely excellent this season as well and quite underrated. So let's hope that Willy Gnonto is going to be okay for Preston North End, which is a big game for Leeds United, as we were illustrating last night. Woodgate and Ayling, 2 of the returning sons. And it was interesting throughout that second half. I don't know if you guys caught it, but Woodgate in particular, in the first half, he was very reserved. He wasn't really getting off out of his seat. And then in that second half, he was, from moment one, he was talking in Carrick's ear. And I did wonder if you'd have got Woodgate saying, look, we can do this here, we can win this. And for that portion of the second half, the beginning of the second half when they were on top, Leeds didn't really come out. And until the 60th minute, I thought Borough on top, 45th to 60th minute. Before that, I thought Leeds were the dominant team, but that was sort of the moment where they were getting into the game, which is quite interesting. But my guess is that he was saying that, you need to get higher up the pitch, and it did go to pan to Woodgate at one point, and he was doing this. So I think they were trying to press Leeds really high up and not allow Leeds out from the back because of the technical footballers they have, the amount of recoveries they have in the final third as well. Really, really good for Borough this season. The XG that they create as well on a game-by-game basis is the top in the division. But I think overall, when you look at the statistics, of which, I can read out to you guys now, Leeds were completely, 50% possession. But Leeds with nearly 2 expected goals to Borough's 0.48. Bear in mind, Borough have created a hell of a lot of XG during this season, and the top in the division. 17 shots to Borough's 6. Big chances, Leeds had 3 to Borough's 1. Big chances missed. Obviously, Borough missed that one, didn't they? But Leeds having more accurate passes and more passes. Borough committing more of the fouls as well. So it was great to see Luke Ayling as well last night, and toward the back end of it, he was a bit cheeky, wasn't he? But he was going round and now going round clapping all the Elland Road faithful. Ayling's name was sung by all sides of Elland Road, even during the circumstances, and Ayling took a few moments to step out onto the pitch on his own, as we saw, and clap all the sides of the ground. And obviously Woodgate, another one there, who left Leeds around about 21, 22 years ago now, was given a smaller welcome back, but he gave the Leeds fans a thumbs up there too of the returning sons. So yeah, everybody, a really good performance, really happy with what we've done. We'll wait and see what happens with Sheffield United tonight. We'll do a full time as well when that game is over and done with. Having a quick look at that game, having a quick look at the fixtures that we've been experiencing in this midweek. Great results for Leeds last night, though. Burnley dropping points against Derby at home. Wow. And obviously Sunderland getting it right in the last minute, an equalising goal against Bristol City. But I'm telling you, there's a few problems here. I've got Leeds, when I do my score predictor, almost being front and centre by game week 26, 27, 28. Us up there with Sheffield United and gaining a little bit of distance between third and fourth. But I didn't expect that last night. Didn't expect them to drop points, both of those two. And you are just seeing a few cracks right now, and this is it, everybody. It's all well and good as just being like, we've got next week if we do not win the Preston game. But now we've just beaten, in my opinion, top 2, top 3 teams in this division. I think Borough will be right up there with us, by the way, right up there with us. We've got to go and beat Preston now, because that's what fans are worried about. It's that away form. We sort that away form out, and we're going to be easy breezing. easy breezing. We've got the squad for it. Ampadu returned last night as well. Schmidt came on, thought looked good on the ball again. So it's nice having him there as well. Verb, a special mention to him, who I thought was excellent, barring the own goal, which I'm sure he'll be really disappointed with. And yeah, Leeds just really good across the pitch and deserving that victory. Let's go and beat Preston now. We beat Preston. I think a lot of these murmurs and these insecurities like fans like me are having in terms of Leeds just not been good enough away from home and been reliant too much on that home form. You know, the 2.5 points per game at home and the 1.44 points per game away from home is illustrating that. Let's boost to that and let's get an advantage now. Let's keep going. We've got the momentum now. We've got the consistency. Guys, it's been an absolute pleasure this morning. Let me know your comments in the section below. We're going to be back with all your midweek ramble and stuff. We've got bits on the Patreon as well. Make sure you check that out. This video, as always, is sponsored by IPM Group UK. Check out all your CCTV and security needs with Rick and the gang. Keep it in the Leeds United community. As always, everybody, check out football prizes. Mass amount of prizes going into your Christmas period bundles for your family and friends. It's been an absolute pleasure. See you in a bit.